gravitation 4. We'll continue from where we left yesterday. Could you just remind me what is that heading we were dealing with yesterday?
Position of field.
We are dealing with gravitational field strength, right? That was the main heading. Isn't it so?
Yes, sir.
Where do we define gravitational field strength? Tell me. In a gravitational field. Right. What is a gravitational field? Or where is it? This is there, or this is formed by a mass distribution around it. If you got a mass like this, by virtue of having some mass, this can exert influence on other masses up to some very great distance around it in space. So this region you call as what? Gravitational field. Okay. And why do we require field idea? Because we would like to explain how force develops. We would like to explain how does this gravitational force arises on a test mass there. And how did we define it? Definition. We define it as E g bar equals F bar by m naught. In words, see, where do we define? In a gravitational field? At a point, of course. So, in words, if you put the force experienced by a unit mass at a point in the gravitational field is the gravitational field strength at that point. The force experienced by a unit mass at a point in the gravitational field. And that is the field at that point. Field will be always defined for a point. And potential is defined between 2 points. You need to be very clear about this in the very beginning. Are you writing it? Children?
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep writing. Look, where, what, why, how, this kind of questions you ask about anything to yourself. And if you're getting the answers, that's enough. So the units are what? Newton per kilogram. All right. Keep writing, children. We'll move ahead. Who is this Redmi Note 5? Who is this? Now, shall I continue, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We talked about it, so I just summarized it for the introduction today. Now, what did we achieve by defining gravitational field strength? By defining gravitational field strength? Huh? Tell me, I already talked about it. We made the force experienced by a test mass in a gravitational field independent of what? The mass, the test mass. But made it a property of, tell me?
Source mass.
Yes. That will be understood very clearly if we went for the next heading. What is that? Gravitational field strength due to a point mass. When I said point due to a point mass, I mean the source. If I had m at a distance, m at a point mass, at a distance r from it, I would like to know the gravitational field strength. You can place a test mass there of m naught. The force would be, in magnitude form I am writing for the present, gm m naught by r square. Please keep writing again. Though you did it again, I just want to remind you again. Force will be gm m naught by r square. Therefore, Eg will be this F by m naught, which is gm by r square. In other words, here in that m1, m2 is made 1. Now it becomes a property of m and r. Do you follow? This is what you mean by the source mass. And what is the use of knowing a gravitational field strength at a point in the field? If you know that, you can find out the force on any test mass. Okay? What is the use of knowing gravitational field strength at a point? If we know this, we can calculate force on a test mass placed there. So which means our job will be to find out the gravitational field strengths of many mass configurations. So that's why I was talking like this. We would find GFS of what? Different mass distributions and keep them ready with us. What do you mean by different mass distributions? Maybe a long rod, or maybe a massive ring. This is a ring. Ring-shaped nebula are there, so we may require it. Or a disk. You may be worrying, why this small disks? What is the use? Because you told the gravitational force of small mass is not very important. It's not very significant. Why? You may have to find out the gravitational field strength of a disk. And remember, our solar disk itself is a disk shaped. It's in a plane. So if you want to know the effect of this solar system together on a very distant point, what kind of a distance? A distance which is very large compared to the distance between the planets. I can think there's a single disk only. Do you get my point? Even now, in a body like this, though we say it's a continuous body, there are intermolecular distance, but distance is too small compared to the distance outside where we would like to see from. So it's very reasonable that we may have to calculate the gravitational field strength of a disk-like massive object, so that once I know that value, if I brought up mass here, how much force this would experience, I'll know, because simply force will be what? From the definition, force will be what? M into Eg. Do you follow? Are you listening?
Yes.
Shreya, are you there today? She isn't there? Aryan?
Yes, sir.
Shreya is not there in the class?
No, sir. Still
So I'll continue, children. So every point is very important. It is given to you with a proper thought, both in terms of the concept and as well application later. So I all the time keep telling you that you need to give feedback in terms of asking a thing or in terms of saying yes, something like that. Okay. After this, we went for principle of what? Superposition of fields. This I'll show you by an example, because already I talked about it. I think here this is where we stopped. Now, instead of that example we did already, I'll give another example. If I had some kind of a mass distribution, M, 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 M like this, this side being A, say force on this mass you wanted, this point mass. So force on this point mass would be because of all the three other masses, right? What do you say?
Yes.
Yes,
This
sir.
mass will attract like this, call it F1. That mass will attract like that, call it F2. This small mass will attract like this, call it F3. Isn't it? And F1 equals in magnitude, F2 equals Gm into M by,
A square.
Yes.
of course, instead I would like to calculate not force, field strength there. Here, instead of that, I'll say field strength, gravitational field strength, Eg equals how much? Eg equals how much? Actually, when I find out Eg, this mass here is not important, I told you, isn't it? Huh? Isn't it so? Hello?
Yes, sir. It will be one.
Field itself is not defined. So whether it is there or not, that's immaterial. To find out the field strength here, I'll take only the point and find out the field strength of others. So what do I do? Gm by A square. This one, E3, Gm by root 2A whole square, right? So sum of these two will be what? Root 3 Gm by A square. From where? Law of parallelogram factors, cosine rule. P square plus 2P square cos 60 under root. And this E3 will be in the same direction. So the net field will be what? Root 3 Gm by A square plus this one. Tell me. Gm by 2A square. So add up, or you can leave it like that. Once I know, the force here will be, force on M will be, force on M will be this Eg into this M. Force on M1 will be what? F1 equals the same Eg into M1, like that. So this Eg here doesn't depend on what you place there. It depends upon the other charges, sorry, other masses which are around there, and they cause this field. That's the meaning of principle of superposition of fields, and also the purpose of finding out the gravitational field strength. Okay, children.
Yes, sir.
And similarly, if we went for another example, plus Q, sorry, same things will be valid even there. That's the reason it keeps coming like that. Mass M here, 2M here. Find the field strength at the center of the triangle. So what do? Field strength of M will be which way? Towards it all the time, right? Isn't it so? I already told you in vector form, when you write at a distance r from here, if you write the vector form, we write it as E equals minus Gm by r square r cap in algebra. So in vector, in the geometrical form, if I do, what do? I will show it like this towards it. It's always attractive field. So it will be once again towards it. It is once again towards that, right? And if this distance is A, this distance is how much, children? A by root 3. You may check. So the field strength, this will be what? Gm by A by root 3 whole square. Right? This is
Yes.
Em by A by root 3 whole square. Right? Angle is 120. And this is how much? G into 2M by A by root 3 whole square. Right? So sum of these two will be equal to same value again because the angle is 120. If P and P are there, two forces, two vectors, the angle is 120. From this cosine rule, you'll find this to be P again. You can check. A lot of it is already over in vectors. So this and this are in opposite directions, isn't it? This is 3 gm by a square, that is 6 gm by a square. So the net field will be what? Tell me. 3 gm by
3 gm by a
square
square.
in that direction. But had it been m alone, the field would have been 0, isn't it?
Yes, sir. They cancel out.
They cancel out. This is m, this is m, this is m. So it cancels out and gravitation field strength is 0 there. Come on. So can I continue, children?
Yes, sir.
I told you already. As we are doing this, we are also doing electrostatics, you remember. Generally feeling I would I would like to put them side by side, but in the beginning that may be looking difficult, so I'm not doing it. But remember, similar things keep coming later in electricity, and which are more important there in that lesson than this. Few things actually. So I'll continue, children. Can I?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So gravitational field strength is okay, Pavani?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Newton's law of gravitation. From there, gravitational field strength, and how to find the gravitational field strength of various point masses. All right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Actually, this gravitational field strength is looking new to us, but let me tell you, in the case of gravitational fields, it simply becomes acceleration due to gravity. What is the statement I made? To show that gravitational field strength we define is nothing but G, which we keep talking. To give it a very simpler, or what you call popular meaning, I'll not take M1, M2 point masses, but I'll take Earth here. Look, at a distance r from it, at a point, if a mass is left, of course, m is much larger than m. We say it comes towards the Earth with G. Why do we say like that? Hello. This one, or I'll show here itself that to show that G equals Gm by R square. If you are talking intermediate classes terms, you can take it as a derivation for that. But I'll keep elaborating that, keep watching it. Look, Earth applies a force on M, which is given by F gravitational is equal to what? G M by R square. But more correctly, it's not like that. It is M gravitational. So when you're finding out the force on this M gravitational force, this mass is by principle, by definition, gravitational mass. This is from Newton's law of gravitation. But the same fellow, Newton, gave us F equals ma from Newton's second law. This Newton's second law is about the net force acting in a body. It's nothing to do with a particular force called gravitational force or electric force or magnetic force. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
So left hand side, you got F net, that is equal to what? Ma. But even this, more properly speaking, is not M, it is Mi. What is Mg there? Gravitational mass. And what is Mi? Inertial mass. What is this gravitational mass, inertial mass? Nothing to seriously worry about it. Look, I told you already, this F net is nothing to do with a particular force, right? It only says if there are many force acting, you find out the net force. That will change the inertia of that mass. That means it is going to accelerate it. That means if it is at rest, it will move it. If it is already moving, it will stop it or accelerate it. So inertia will be measured by that mass. From the very definition, the meaning of F equals ma is that it defines the inertial mass. And here, this force need not be a single force. It can be many forces. But this actually tells you the origin of force, how a particular force called gravitation arises, and more mass, more gravitational force. Here, more mass, more inertia. So both are different by meaning. This shows an affinity for force, that more gravitational force, if I have, it will apply more force, it will experience more force. But this shows inertial mass. This shows opposition to the force. So by definition, in principle, they are different. But experimentally, people found that both are same. Mi equals mg. Therefore, since the only net force acting is gravitational force, isn't it? F net force is only gravitational force. Therefore, I'll write ma equals, A we generally call as G, right? G equals G m by R square, and this gets cancelled. You get G equals Gm by R square relation. I came a little ahead. Anyway, that was to be discussed later, but I wanted to tell you this Eg and that are same. But what is Eg, children? Eg is nothing but force by the test mass, right? So what am I getting? Gm m by R square by m. So same thing. Whether you call it G, whether you call it Eg, it is going to be same. Kartav, any question here? Actually, these two are equal. Mi equals mg is called principle of equivalence. You might say, what is the big deal about it? I'll tell you, there is a lot of difference. Had it been, say, for example, a charged sphere, even this can be treated as a point mass at the center. So I'm taking that freedom to put it at some Q here for an external point like this. If I had a small q there, the force of this q, which is supposedly at the center, will be what? Karta, some constant k, q by r square. But F equals ma says what? M a equals that. If I make, what will be my a? Sorry, before that, what is electric field strength if you want to define? F by q, similar to this. So this q goes and E equals what? KQ by r square. But acceleration, if you write ma equals kq by r square, this acceleration is kq by mr square. This q and m do not get cancelled. So field strength is actually different thing. If you go for electric field strength and acceleration are different. But it so happens this gravitational mass and inertial mass are one and same. The way we define Eg and G, they look like same things, though by definition they are different. I want people to respond immediately. This particular thing is in comparison to electric field. So here A is different, field strength is different, but here this acceleration A, G we call of course, and the gravitational field strength both are one and same. Okay. See, I'm actually giving you formulas in your language, but what am I trying to tell you is that there's a lot of meaning behind the formulas. So if you say you're okay with that, I'll continue, children. Aryan.
Yes, sir.
And if at all you're worried about what is gravitational mass, inertial mass, I told you already. By the way Newton defined F equals ma is only that he says there's a property for the body. That property quantifies the inertness of the body. What inertness of the body? The body would like to stay there unless somebody pushes it or pulls it. A body which is already moving will continue to do so unless some force acts. So that means that mass we defined there basically is what you mean by a mass which dislikes force. You understand? That's what you mean by the inertial mass. What I was trying to tell you was people misunderstand. They say they don't understand what is inertial mass and gravitational mass. They take that thing is for granted, like it is already there. Why are they equal? It's not like that. The way people define, you need to think about it. But this force, this particular force we wrote here is not a particular. Sorry, this F equals ma when you write here, this F is not a particular force, right? It is a net force and which changes the inertia of the body basically. But here, the force we talk here, the gravitational this thing, that's basically, it tells you the origin of force, how the force develops. There's a mass here, for example. Because of that property called mass, it produces a field. And if the mass is more, it produces more field. Similarly, in that field, if there's another mass, a small mass will experience small force, a bigger mass will experience bigger force. So by nature itself, by the very definition itself, both masses are different. But people really wanted to find out the difference between inertial mass and gravitational mass. The difference was very, very small. That means they devised experiments related to the definitions. Do you follow my point? They developed experiments which are related to Tejas. You're not coming every day. Huh? Tejas, respond. Yeah. And whatever experiment they devised, they couldn't show any appreciable difference between the inertial mass and gravitational mass. Okay. Right. So that's why the gravitational field strength and this G are one and same for us as far as gravitation is concerned. So that's what I added today extra. Can I continue, children? Pavani?
Yes, sir.
So here itself I showed. Here this Q and mass won't get cancelled, right? So this acceleration is different from this electric field strength. Okay.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes, Kartav.
sir, gravitation ki ఇంకా inertial కి difference ఉందా sir అంటే magnitude wise?
Yes, basically they are different. Try to understand. The meaning of that came a little with what you call general relativity. By definition, they are different completely. Yes. Only the values are found to be same.
సార్ అంటే ఇంతకుముందు మీరు ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేస్తే కొంచెం స్లైట్ డిఫరెన్స్ వచ్చిందండి.
Slight difference అంటే for example if one is 2.2 the other is 2.00000 something like that. And the definitions are also based on the definitions.
సార్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది సార్ అది 0.001 ఈక్వల్
ఈక్వల్ no, it's not completely equal గా రాదు ఎందుకంటే I told you, one thing is you cannot devise experiments with that accuracy because both are different kinds of experiments.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Now, shall I continue?
Yes.
Right. Now we keep doing gravitational field strength of various objects. Okay. Gravitational. But before that, let me tell you, for a point mass, we know the formula, right? For a point mass, we know how to write the gravitational field strength. If I had a point mass m here, at a distance r, simply I told E gravitational field strength is gm by r square, which will be towards the source mass. But if I had a continuous mass distribution, what do I do? So this is a continuous mass distribution. So how to find out EG? And I told you already, children, why we are finding out EG is because we already have a picture. We have a modeling now. In the beginning, Newton gave this law with various, is a combination of using experimental results and his arguments and equivalence of inertial and gravitational mass. All that finally he framed it. Right? What is that I started with? Pavani?
Sir, if there is a continuous mass,
Hmm?
if there is a continuous mass, then how
Yeah.
do we calculate?
So that's okay, not that point. But from force to we came to field idea. So we would like to know the fields of many things. Like for example, we are going towards Mars. Mass people calculated, and you're firing what you call the satellites to go towards Mars. So I'm not putting my satellite already at some point there, but without putting only, I can calculate how much force this satellite would experience if it went to near Mars. Because I'll calculate the gravitational field strength of Mars by gm by r square, for example, a distance r from it. So if my satellite of around 1000 kgs goes there, I know how much force it would experience. This is one thing. Not only that, this field idea is very, very real idea. I told you, field is there. It's not that because it is not visible to us for a naked eye and we cannot just disturb things like this. Don't say it's not there. Okay. So we will keep many formulas ready for us so that we can use this gravitational field formulas for calculating forces, and once force is known, the motion will be known if initial conditions are provided. So for continuous mass, how would you calculate gravitational field strength? So our heading is what? Gravitational field strength for, tell me, continuous mass distributions. Continuous mass distributions. So mathematically speaking, I'll first find out an elementary value of gravitational field strength. That is a small value of gravitational field strength due to a small dm. We find Eg. Then the total E will be calculated as what? Integral dEg between proper limits. So this dm is like a point mass because it is infinitesimally small. So that's all and nothing else. From there, we can do many things now.
Sir,
Yes.
I was not having proper internet, so I couldn't message. I'm sorry. I'll be more
Generally,
precautious
you
from
message.
now.
That's why I was wondering. Okay.
Yes, I'll be more
No, I
precautious.
was worried. Not that you did not message. Why will I be worried? Do you know? Okay. Now, right. Now we'll go for calculating the gravitational field strength of various mass distributions. Hello, children.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll just rub this off. This side, left side. But I'll make you do this on your own. And remember, if you understand it, you will remember it. If you remember the standard things, your problem solving becomes easier. Because many times in the classes, I ask people to keep their notes by their side and I ask them to recollect the formulas, but still we don't get enough response there. Two reasons. One is while doing, they don't follow it. Second thing, because somebody is doing it elaborately, they don't know what to remember only. Because people digitalize their approach to learning, this formula, that formula, this formula. Okay. But just that's the reason I want you to involve yourself in this and do this. We'll say gravitational field strength due to a uniform rod. Okay, I'll show the rod here. Uniform rod means what? Uniform mass distribution rod, basically. Okay.
Yes.
This mass of this is M, capital M, length is L. At a distance L from it once again. At a distance L from it. This is L, from here once again L. How much is gravitational field strength? This is my question. You need to know the answer should come in terms of M, L, and G. G is a constant. It can keep coming all the time. Uniform mass means what? For every centimeter, the mass is same. It is not denser on one side and less denser on the other side. But if you know that also will do. Okay. Kartav, how do I start? Anybody? I told you already, you need to take a DM, choose a DM first. Because this is a problem figure, I don't spoil it. I'll draw the figure again.
So D is equal to.
Just a minute. So, can I take my distance X from here? If at all I wanted. I can, no?
Yes, sir.
This is dx. You know, integration all the time is like this. Area integration is simply finding out the area, but we take that elementary thing like this, no? The first one is x, the second is at x plus dx. So all the time we need to take element somewhere here, not between x1 and x2. Am I right? Hello. So
Yes.
from here I'll take x. So therefore, gravitational field, this mass is dm, children. Gravitational field strength of this mass at this point would be what? If I write only in magnitude term, because anyway it is towards center, towards the object, we know, attractive field. This is what is this? G dm by x square, right? Hello. So what is dm? Mass per unit length, which you may call as lambda if you want, into dx is dm. Do you understand all this? This keeps coming again and again, children.
Yes.
That means for a length of L, it is M. So for dx, how much? All right. So what will I write now? M by L dx by x square. Isn't it so? Hello. So the EG part will be integral dEg, right? So integral G dm by, sorry, M by L. Tell me, children. Dx by x square, isn't it? So gm by L comes out. And 1 by x square dx is what? Quickly tell me.
Minus 1 by
X.
X.
Between, what are the limits?
L to L
0
plus
to x.
L to L.
I'm taking x from here, no? So this end is at L, that end is at 2L. Am I correct? Hello. So
Yes.
minus 1 by 2L minus 1 by L. Isn't it? So what do I get? Did I do properly? Yeah. So this is gm by 2L square, isn't it?
Yes.
So there's a gravitational field strength of a So this is easy this way. Rohit, are you there? KVS or Rohit or whatever. So can I go to the next one?
Yes, sir. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Kartav, you tell me. I took the origin from here. Do you want to do it some other way?
చేయొచ్చు.
చేయొచ్చు అంటే do you want to do? You just guide me. I'll do it there. Because now we need to really get into that mood of developing our own mass. Because actually there are two issues I told you. One is the syllabus, so we'll start straight away like that. Second is you people don't give a feedback, but actually the correct way to learn is not like this. See, I already took x equal from here I told, so your job is made simple, no? So when will you know how to take and what works and what doesn't work, right? So Karta will guide us by taking origin somewhere. Okay, shall we do that, Karta?
Okay.
I'll go to the next one. Aryan.
Yes, sir. Done.
Now tell me, Karta. The same thing. L mass m. Now at this distance L from the end, I want Eg. So where do you want to take your origin and do it? You tell me now. You just decide and do.
Middle of the row.
From here we would like to take x.
Okay.
Come on. Then dx will be somewhere here.
Okay.
Right. Now you should be careful because you need to know how to integrate. That's all, nothing else, right?
Okay.
Right. So Eg will be how much, Kartav? G dm by
L plus ఒక నిమిషం.
You made your life difficult by taking there. Okay, isn't it? Because this distance, instead you could have done something like this. You could have taken x equals 0 here, x equals 0 there, isn't it? This, what is the idea with this? What you do, you have to find out this distance. Even that also one can do. It's not no issue at all. But unless, tell me what square L? We'll stick to this. You might say we'll stick to this only.
సరే అంటే ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ మళ్ళీ
any integration, if you know anything you can do. Okay, instead where shall we take? Now tell me. You understand why I was asking you to involve? Otherwise you are getting everything on a platter, so where minds are becoming dull. Not dull, actually they got habituated to what you call enjoy, savor. Somebody teaches very elaborately, like mummy gives you sweets and all that, puts in your mouth, you go on enjoying that sweets without even knowing how the sweets came. So that then next time when you're suddenly asked to earn your sweets, you'll be in trouble. Come on, now tell me, Kartav. X from here, one of them is easier. Huh?
Okay.
X from here? X from here, tell me.
Right side, sir.
This one, huh? Okay. This one.
F
This is
side
right.
easy ఉంటుంది సార్.
Entra?
F side easy సార్ కొంచెం.
From here. Left hand ఇదే కదా.
Sorry
This-
sir.
This one
Right
or
side
this?
ఉంటుంది.
This one. Huh?
Right side.
Okay.
అవును సార్.
At a distance x from here, I'll take dx element. Isn't it so?
ఓకే సార్.
Now what will I write?
ఇది L plus X
Whole square, is it?
ఓకే సార్.
Now after this, g dm is what? M by L dx, right?
ఓకే సార్.
Dx by L plus x whole square. So Eg will be what? Gm by L comes out, integral dx by L plus x whole square. Now what are the limits?
L to 12.
Why you're taking x from here, no?
0 to L sir. Sorry.
This is exactly why I was asking you children to set your mass and confirm from me. Aryan, do you follow what is happening with you people? Now, when I go on criticizing you people, you will feel bad about it. But I know the direction. You know, every day I know the direction. Right, now tell me, what should I do for this Karta? L plus x equals some t. Of course, straight away you can write if you remember, but I'll tell you dx equals dt,
Okay.
isn't it? So gm by L integral dt by t square, isn't it? Huh?
Yes,
Limits
sir.
from L to 12.
Let us leave the limits. After that, we can put it. Huh?
Okay.
Of course, if you know, understand, because x is 0, it will be L. That's what he's saying. X is L. Okay, I'll put. No, if you convert that into x later, you can put L to 2L. Otherwise, here it will be L to 2L. Do you follow, children? Huh? Do you understand? When x is 0, t is L. When x is L, t is 2L. That's what he means. And I have no problem with that. Right. Now, what should I do? Minus 1 by t from L to 2L. So what will I get once again? Isn't it?
Yes.
Now, this kind of a maths you need to develop. Aryan, if at least 4 to 5 students involved, the class will be very interesting. Others get motivated. But the way you are sitting, no, you were talking previously when the challenge was less. But somewhere, once again, I think you people are coming under pressure. Shriya. Now, when you don't come to class, I'll be worried whether they are under stress ball. One thing. But the whole idea is good studies are all the time stressful. Only if help is not there, you should worry. But when help is there, why should you worry?
Yes.
And in fact, you can take x from here and check, isn't it? So you'll actually know that whole technique, everything you will know, no? Otherwise, because that looks easy, I started there and you take it. That's actually a bad way of doing things. You know, we need to start in a wrong way and somewhere we should do it wrong and then come back. How that changes the whole game, you don't know. Complete it. Tomorrow, of course, this 4:30 class won't be there. I won't inform you again. So I'm keeping that Saturday for some work. Morning 1 class, evening 1 class I'm removing. All right. But you people, only physics will be not there. Not everything else will be there. So Those who did not attend, watch the video today. An important lesson we did. All right. Though I had the ready-made slides, all that, I just wanted to do it again because people were, I was not happy with the feedback. So I was just once again writing for you to grab your attention. Okay, children. So complete this also. Aryan,
Sir.
have you understood this?
Yes, I understood.
Then I expect you to take X from here and do it.
Yes, sir.
Understand? Huh? So the limits will change and the integration changes slightly. And this type of things keep coming again and again and again. You know? So complete it.
Almost.
Okay. Shall I close the now show? End show?
Yes, sir. Complete.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.